Welcome back, folks. I've been making YouTube videos for over 5 years now. And in that 5 years, I've documented a lot of cool projects. And I've always wanted to go back to some of those early videos and revisit the project to see where it is now. So that's what I want to do in this video. It's a where are they now type of video. I've got a few different building projects that I've participated in. And I thought it'd be fun to go back and see how the buildings look now and what they're doing in those shops. Because I always enjoy getting to look in other guys' shops and seeing what they use them for. So this is one of a few videos I have planned, and well, we'll just see where they are now.
Dig Drive DIY!
So I'm on my way to my cousin Tony's house right now, and for any of you longtime viewers of the channel, you will know my cousin Tony. We've done quite a few projects together. First load with Louie complete. Actually, first load that's not for me. Cousin Tony got this one. And he's been in quite a few videos, and most recently, he was with me on that Sunday morning live stream that we did right at the beginning of the year. So Tony and I go way back, obviously. He's about 12 years older than me, but his mom and my dad are siblings. Tony and I have worked on a few projects together, namely when I was just out of high school, he had purchased a F100, and he put a new body. He put a body of an F100 on the chassis of like a 75 or 76 Highboy. And we worked on that in my dad's shop, and I helped him do it, and that was a great time. And then Tony had a construction business for quite a few years where he did a lot of remodeling jobs, he did a lot of new siding jobs, and just everything that has to do with the construction of a house, he can pretty much do. And so that was very beneficial coming up through the years as we remodeled our house and had things to work on. Tony has always been there to help me with our siding, to help my brother, to help my parents, to help everybody in the family. Tony helps. So we always try to return the favors to one another. If he's got a project that I can help with, I'll go help, and he comes over and helps me. And last but not least, Tony is also in the little garage band that I'm in. He plays rhythm guitar with us, and we've had a little band put together for almost 6 or 7 years now, I suppose. We play local gigs and Harlan days and things of that nature, so I get to see Tony pretty frequently. The video I made that corresponds with Tony's project was, I made a couple. We cut down a big tree that was standing in the place of where he wanted to put his new building. So I cut that tree down, made a video, and it didn't do too great, but it did okay. But in the next video, we dug out the stump of that giant tree. And this is one of my earliest, really successful videos that took off. I think it took it about 2 years to get 1 million views, but it was always been one of my higher performing videos, digging that stump out with a backhoe. There was a lot of people that told me I didn't know what I was doing, told me I was going to ruin the backhoe. And in that video, we talked about how they used to do it with dynamite. And when we tore down our grandparents' barn, I found this in there, and I was told it was an auger for dynamite and stumps. Can you imagine if we dynamited this stump? I made this little animation of what it might look like if we blew up the stump in his backyard with dynamite, which we absolutely could not do. But I put in the thumbnail, what if we had dynamite? And then a lot of people accused me of clickbait. And at that time, that wasn't even my intention, it just happened. But anyway, that's my little history with my cousin Tony. Tony started working for our local water department in Harlan, and it's a steady job with normal hours, and he got out of construction, but he's always been doing hobby woodworking ever since. He was working out of his garage for many years, and finally about 4 years ago, he built a shop behind his house. He's got it heated, air conditioned, and he's making stuff in there, making projects to sell. And I just wanted to check in and see what it looks like now, 4 years after we tore out that tree, and we'll get a little tour and see what he's been working on and go from there. All right, we are here. This is Cousin Tony's shop. I think this is a 30 by 40, and right about here is where that giant tree was standing that I helped him cut down. So he's doing all kinds of woodworking projects nowadays. You can see he's got wood stacked up kind of everywhere. He's got a solar kiln back there too. I'll have to ask him about that. He's got quite the little hobby woodworking shop going on here.
Come in.
Anybody home?
Hey.
How's it going?
Good. Come on in.
It's looking good.
Thank you.
All right, so what's new? What are you working on?
I'm working on a table right now.
Geez, I guess so.
This is for a customer. I just met with him a little bit ago. This is 11 feet long and 50 inches wide with live edge on both sides.
Good gosh. This is all, did you have this log or?
He had the log slabbed and dried, kiln dried, and then provided it all for me to do it.
Wow.
So I'm building this one and then another conference table also for him.
All right, well, before I get carried away with looking at projects, outside, the new thing you got built. What's that
Solar
called?
kiln.
Solar kiln.
Yeah,
You just
with-
built that this year, right?
Yeah, just August, September.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have anything in it yet.
But it's all black on the inside?
It's all black. I painted it with asphalt paint that
Mm-hmm.
you would use on a driveway, which will help collect and absorb the heat,
Yeah,
and that'll control the heat better inside.
that thing's really cool. We'll take a closer look. How hot do you think this gets?
It needs to get over 150 in here. Now,
Really?
I've been in here in a day when it was 30 degrees outside and it was 80 in here.
Really?
Yeah. Sun has to be shining. You can go in. But you can see the fans up there.
Oh, it has fans. I could see that from the drone on the outside, but I didn't.
So I don't have them on right now, but they're temperature controlled. So once I get a load in here, we'll control it with the whatever temperature I desire for it to come on. So like at 80 degrees or whatever, they'll kick on.
Nice. How much will it speed up the drying process?
By at least a year.
Wow. So you just leave it in here and cook for a year?
No, it'll only take about a month.
Oh, you can.
So I'll
Yeah.
leave it outside for a year.
Oh.
And then put it in here, and it should take about a month.
Oh, I see.
Now you got to pay attention to the moisture content of the wood.
So I talked to the viewers a little bit on my way here and told them how you and I have been cousins for all my life. Anyway.
Yeah.
But so it's been 4 years already since we were here, since I dug out that tree.
Took down a monster tree.
That was a monster.
Yeah.
Is any of that wood still here?
It's out here. Yes. Yeah.
Is that what's stickered over there along the side?
No, I haven't even cut it yet.
It's still the
laying
log
on-
is still
yeah,
there?
it's still in
All
the
right,
log
so it's a
form
future
right now.
project.
Yeah.
Tell me, what size is your building?
This is 30 by 40.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I have 10-foot ceilings. I have 2 overhead doors. Initially, I made it so I could drive through to park my boat in here, drive
Okay.
around from the backside and park in here. But now the boat don't fit in here. So.
I remember seeing the boat in here once early on. And then, so 10-foot ceilings, you've got an upstairs that's got quite a bit of storage in it.
Yeah, and that's 13 feet wide, open 8-foot ceiling. It's kind of tapered like this. Plenty of storage
Lot of
up
storage.
there. Lots of storage.
You have a restroom out here.
I do, yep. I built that underneath the stairway going up. I made the stairway 6 feet wide so I could carry my aluminum brake and a bunch of siding material, equipment stuff to store up there so I can get up around the corner. Well, that opened up the downstairs.
Yeah, a lot of nice room down
for
here.
a bathroom.
And then you're heating and cooling it with what?
A Mr. Cool unit,
Mr. Cool mini split.
mini split unit, yes, with 2 heads. So I have one in this main area, and that's a 24,000 BTU there, and then a 13,000 BTU here
In the bathroom.
in the bathroom. But I rarely run the one in the bathroom.
Gotcha. Okay, and then you chose to do drywall on the sides?
I did, yeah. I'm not very good at patching drywall, but I'm really good at Spanish lace. So I Spanish laced everything to hide all my flaws.
Looks great though. Actually, that turned out great. Got the windows trimmed out. So the heat, people are always quick to ask about how those mini splits work because I'm jealous of obviously the air conditioning side of it. I'm guessing that the air conditioning works really well.
Extremely well.
So that works great throughout the summer.
Yes.
How does it heat like during the winter?
Wintertime, it's a challenge because of the overhead doors. The overhead doors,
Or where you lose the most?
I lose a lot of air coming in, especially on windy, cold
Yeah.
days. So I supplement with a little propane heater,
Oh, okay.
just a little tank heater. just in the mornings to take the chill off, and then
Yeah.
it's good the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm. It feels good here now. Like, what is the temperature that you took?
It's 73 right
so
now.
you need it, and it's below 30 outside.
Yeah,
Fahrenheit.
it's like 28 outside.
So what are some other interesting things in your shop? You got a big dust collection system back here.
Yeah. I used YouTube and
did?
come up with a good system. I bought a system that was on a cart, and then I broke it down, bought the tornado kit, and mounted it all on the wall, and ran all my ductwork, and it works really good. Keeps the dust down in here. And I have it on a remote control switch, so I can be anywhere in the room, and all I got to do is open a slide gate.
Wow. So you just got it on a switch.
Yeah.
Wow. That's nice.
Yeah. So any tool I can connect to it. And then I also made drops for if I make a mess on the floor, all I got to do is sweep it over to it, and it sucks it up right off the floor.
Wow. I didn't even know that. So you've got a miter saw. You've got, see if I know all my woodworking tools. It's a joiner.
Joiner, yes.
There's a planer.
These are sanders. This is belt
just a
sanders.
sanders?
Yep,
Belt
drum
sanders?
sander. Yep.
Okay, a little scroll saw or something? No, that's a
an
router.
oscillating sander.
Oh, an oscillating sander.
Yeah.
Oh, I see
It's on
now.
a-
Yeah. Let me say that again. Oh, this is an oscillating sander.
Yep.
Another
Little
sander.
vertical sander and disc sander on the side.
Wow. What's this giz Willie?
This is my laser.
Ooh.
My laser. So I can personalize anything that I make as far as my,
Like that.
yeah, so this one I put on.
Right. I got the Dig Drive DIY one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also
Cool.
like doing the charcuterie boards with the handles. I do like maps of lakes and things. The lake people
Oh.
really like that.
You've got quite the shop here. I haven't been here in a while. I don't know. It's maybe been a year since I've been inside or so.
Yeah.
But
So I'm kind of proud of that. I built that all from scratch. That was all just raw lumber.
this whole thing from
Yeah.
scratch?
Yeah.
Wow, that is nice. Well, you do need a big surface when you're going to be doing these tables
Yeah,
like
I
this.
had to add to it and make it 16 feet long.
Gosh, this is incredible. That's an incredible piece of wood. What species was that?
This is cherry.
Cherry?
Yeah, and all of that over there is cherry.
Wow.
And that big one over there is walnut.
Well, a lot can happen in 4 years. So the primary purpose of your shop then, is what? If you couldn't tell already. I walked in and the first thing I saw,
Yeah, woodworking.
Woodworking?
Yeah.
and it's a hobby for the most part, right?
It started as a hobby, yes, and now it's turned into a little venture. I'm hoping to supplement myself when I retire here.
Yeah.
Just next year or two. We'll
You're gonna
see.
retire next year or two?
We'll see how it goes. I'm of the age. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Well, this would be quite a nice little retirement gig out here. And doing, I mentioned to the viewers that you were with me on that live stream there at the beginning of the year,
Mhm.
and I think I showed them one of your cheese slicers that you had made for me.
Mm-hmm.
But so what else are you doing? You got the cheese slicer. Obviously, we saw the tabletop, this big, huge table when we walked in here.
Yeah.
What all are you making in here then?
So I've done tables prior to this. I did a conference table that was 15 feet wide, 15 feet long and 5 feet wide. And it had a big glass section in it. I did that for a construction company for their
Mhm.
conference room. And that was made out of walnut. And it's beautiful. It turned
Yeah.
out really beautiful.
Yeah.
Other than that, is the knick-knack things are really great.
Yeah.
Like these things here.
All right. So this is some of the stuff you're making out here.
Yeah. So I like using the hardwoods, and I like the exotic hardwoods.
Yeah.
Yeah, along with walnut, I use these. This is zebra wood, and this is paduk. Paduk, which is a really exotic wood, and jatoba, an African wood. So I like using all the wild, crazy woods.
So is that the natural color of the wood?
Yeah.
Is that red?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's more of an orange color.
So these are all just wood species that are.
Yeah,
the
there's no
colors.
stain or anything. This is natural colors.
Oh wow, that's neat. So
Yeah.
you've got cheese slicers, charcuterie boards.
Yeah. People really like this, that you can get a combination or a combo of the slicer and a cheese board together.
Yeah, you're selling these at a local Amish.
Yeah.
place, right? Like,
Yeah, I walked in and talked with them a little bit, and they were all about getting these things in there. They really loved it. They use it for like bananas, like they'll use the cheese slicer for freeze drying bananas and,
nice.
and
Yeah.
other things that they can cut on them.
So you're doing like real life Etsy.
Yeah.
Etsy store is real
And
life.
I don't have to go to the marketplaces and sit for 4 or 5 hours.
Right. So what if somebody watching this wants to buy something from you? Do you have any way that they can buy them? Because it was brought up in the live stream, and you really didn't-
yeah. I don't have a website yet, but I do have Facebook.
Okay.
And it's called Black Creek Design,
Okay.
and it's linked to me and
All proceeds go to you.
to me. Hard work, yeah.
No, this is good stuff. I think people like this kind of stuff. You're just out here turning a hobby into something that can pay you back a little bit for your time and effort.
Yeah.
And people get, I think, a keepsake that can be, an heirloom. They can enjoy it, they can pass it down or whatever, but this is cool stuff. And it means more to buy it from somebody that handcrafted it than it does to go buy it at Walmart. So
Sure.
So this stuff has taken off pretty good. So I know you're making this stuff. You've made a couple guitars.
I have, yes.
I call it the Tony Caster.
Yeah. Yeah, I made 3 electric guitars.
Jeez. One you bring to practice every week.
Yep.
And there's also, we haven't talked about these big pieces back here, but
So that, I found that up in Michigan off of Facebook Marketplace. It was advertised for a few weeks, and it finally got down to a price where I could feel like comfortable buying it. So I drove up and looked at it and I had to have it. The guy, he says he counted the rings, the life rings on it. This is old wood now. This is over 300 years old. And it's got some rot where there was a crotch up in that area where the branches broke off. I want to do a table with that, and I've got somebody in mind. I want to do some epoxy, and I want to fill in with epoxies and do some really neat stuff with it.
yeah.
But I made my own jig to flatten this because I couldn't find anywhere local that had a CNC big enough to take it.
Really?
So this is 9.5 feet long and it's 5.5 feet wide. And I'd like to see it become one big table. I don't want to have to cut it in half or anything. I want to keep the live age rings. I want to keep that as part of the table.
That's quite a chunk of wood.
I figure a piece this old needs to stay intact.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to believe that's a cross section of one tree,
Yeah.
That's cool.
And there were 2 bullets right here. There was a nail and 2 bullets. So I think maybe about 100 years ago, somebody used it as target practice.
Nice.
So I still have the bullets that were there.
Well, that's a lot of work.
I've already taken off about 1/2 inch because it was cupped.
Oh,
like
really?
this really bad. But it was started out at 3.5 inches thick. So I'm hoping to be approximately 2 inches by the time I'm done flattening.
Well, I've got a lot of viewers on the channel that do woodworking, so I would think this is really interesting to them. I'm fascinated with woodworking. I appreciate that people do it and are good at it. It's not something I've ever picked up, but
This
it's really good.
pile here, a friend of mine named Ron brought me all this. He wants me to make a console for his TV and stereo system in his basement. So we're doing it all out of old barn wood.
Wow. You may have to retire sooner than you think. You got a lot of projects. It's the same problem I have.
I told him he's got to wait for these 2.
All right, well, this has come a long ways in 4 years.
It has.
Yeah, got a lot going on.
pretty quick. Yeah.
And a lot more to do, it sounds like. So
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it?
Oh, I love it.
You like being out here as much as you can?
I'm usually out here in the evenings and all weekend long.
Yeah. That's the way with my shop. I don't know what I'd do with all my time if I didn't have my shop. But well, thanks for taking the time to show me.
Yeah,
It's
thanks
always
for
good
coming.
to see you.
It's been great.
I suppose I'll see you tomorrow night at Band Paradise.
I hope so. Yeah.
All right.
If we
All
don't
right.
get froze away.
Yeah. Well, what'd you think? I thought that was pretty cool to get to go visit Tony's barn and see what he's been working on in there. I'm jealous of people that can do woodworking because it's just a hobby I've never taken on. And well, he's good at it, so I really don't have to worry about it. But right now, I'm finishing up the last little bit of the F750 project, and that restoration will be complete. I hope to bring you that video next Sunday. But before then, I'm actually going to be at the Louisville Farm Machinery Show down in Louisville, Kentucky on Thursday, February 13th. So if you happen to be down there and walking around, you see me, make sure you say hi. I'd love to meet you. I'm not going to be in any one particular booth, but I'm just going to be roaming around. But otherwise, I'm looking forward to the next Where Are They Now video. My brother's barn is all done now too, and I'd like to go revisit that. So let me know down below what you want to see. If there's a project from long ago that you're curious about, I'd love to follow up on it just to see how they're doing. But for now, I'm going to get busy on this. So I want to thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope that you liked it. And if I'm lucky, I'll see you in the next one. You can check out how this looks on the truck. All right, good stuff. Thank you.